Okay. Clubhousers. So learning Tanya every day is amazing. I gotta share with you that I just finished giving a class and do that daily also, Chumash and Rashi, the Torah portion, with Rashi's commentary, and it's very different than the learning of Tanya, which is much more mystical, much more personal, in the sense that it's an empowerment of the individual, ultimately, that we could be a Beinoni. And learning the Torah portion of the week, and with Rashi's commentary, is understanding the simple meanings of the words in the context of the text. But it's very invigorating. Join me. So that's daily on Zoom or on Chabad ZK Facebook page. And it's a different part of the brain, but it's amazing stuff. I'm thoroughly enjoying it myself. Thoroughly. Yeah, so that's daily. It's around 8:30 in the morning, 8:40. Usually starts more like 8:40 every morning. It's after our services. And left with a lot of questions for those who... All right. Welcome to Tanya today. I'm Rabbi Ronnie Fine, coming to you from Chabad Zichron Kadesh, Montreal, Canada. It's a privilege and a pleasure to share with you the Tanya. And who do we share with today? Rusty in Texas. All right. Always there. And Moshe in California joining us. Johan is also in California. We've got TJ Terrence in Melbourne, Australia. June also in Australia. We have another California, like Australia to California. Woo, almost a full day apart. We have in Santa Rosa, Mark. We have Simcha in Florida. Brett is joining us in Pennsylvania. John in North Carolina. Louise, another Australian in Sydney. Elise is in West Virginia. Boker Tov. Rebecca is joining us in Ottawa. All right. We have a fellow Canadian. Clem, Brisbane, Australia. Well, the Australians are taking over here. Stan, part of the Commonwealth, or the Commonwealth, London, England. Come on. Can you get better? Davida Liba in New York. Rabbi in Morocco is joining us. Diane is in Arizona. AG is, I forget. Welcome back. Cindy is joining us in Florida. Julia is in Pennsylvania. And another beautiful day. Jane, shalom, is in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Welcome. I know first timer, but seems maybe first time saying shalom. Welcome. Who else is here today? Leah is in Florida, joining us daily. Eugenia in Calgary, another Canadian. Daphne is having a Boker Tov in South Carolina. Amy in Colorado is joining us. David in Sacramento, California. Sarah in New York. Laurie is in North Carolina, right, Laurie? Lenthea. I don't know if I got that right. Welcome. I don't know from where. Jerry's in Texas. We've got Vilma, Charles. We have Adam, Celeste, Lucas. We have Michelle in the UK. Those are joining us. Or I don't know if you're in Israel still. Akoy is joining us in Lima, Peru on Instagram. We have Jersey Yid. We have Carmen with us. Chabad MM. Bella is... I missed you last night for the class. Lucas. Janice. Laser. Oh, that's Laser in Brazil. In Kentucky, we have Janice. Yenta in New York. Beautiful. Okay. Whew. Strasbourg, we have Donnell, Dawn. Norman is joining us in Vegas. Charlotte, North Carolina. Okay, that's for... Okay, thank you, Laurie. Right, okay. Malchus of Atzilus. Royalty of and sovereignty of the world of Atzilus, the world of emanation, is the power, the manifestation of the power of the infinite of God to be able to create. To create. It is also known by other names, this Malchus of Atzilus, royalty, sovereignty of the emanation world of Atzilus. That power is also known as the Queen. The Queen represents the King, or manifests the King. It's also known as the Mother, or the lower Mother, nether Mother. Not lower in value, but there's two mothers in the divine order of things. A higher mother is Bina, understanding. The lower mother is Malchus, royalty. And what does a mother do? Takes care of her offspring, right? We're talking here about the power of God in creation. So the power of God in the creative force. So that is the Malchus, the king rules with his word. God with his word creates, manifests his infinite power through Malchus. So again, it's also known as the Queen because Queen manifests the King. Mother, nether Mother, manifests motherhood in taking care of her children. It's also known as Shekhinah. That's how it's usually actually known. Shekhinah, divine presence. The divine presence. Metaphorically, it is in the human being, the brain, where the first manifestation of the soul is. The essence of the soul is beyond any revelation. It's found everywhere in the body equally, head to toe. But the first full force manifestation is in the brain. Hence the brain has got intelligence. Hence the brain has thought and awareness, which is not found anywhere else in the body of the person. So another metaphor that we use is the sun, right? That's what we got inside of our heads, by the way, just parenthetically. You know, I think they say about Albert Einstein that he maybe used 6% of his brain. And he was pretty brainy, but he only used 6%. Imagine what we use. Because we've got this awesome sun in our head, right? This powerful source of light, of life, vitality, revelation of the soul, right? So in the understanding of God and how he is then animating and creating, well, this source of the Shekhinah, that is revealing, manifesting the Ein Sof, the limitlessness of God, is the source of all vitality of all the worlds. But it's like the sun. It's so powerful, the light of the Shekhinah. How is it going to create? And that there should be an entity that's not swallowed up in the sun, not swallowed up in the divine presence, the Shekhinah. Like, how's that going to happen? How's that work? So it needs, the Shekhinah, a garment to conceal the light from that which it's going to create. By the way, just my thought. The sun also has a screen, the ozone layer. I'm just, using that as a metaphor to appreciate this idea that the Shekhinah, metaphorically as the sun, needs something to clothe it, to garment, to screen out that the light should not be nullifying that which it creates. Because when it nullifies that which it creates, it loses its identity, doesn't become. It's too powerful. So what could be a garment that could, so to speak, garb the Shekhinah, the divine presence of God, this metaphorically powerful sun, and able to conceal the Shekhinah, and at the same time not be nullified in its light? Like, what could be? What could that be? So it's actually divine intelligence that garbs it. And what is God's divine intelligence? Torah and mitzvahs that are revealed to us, right? So why is God's will and wisdom able to act as a concealing garment for the light of the Shekhinah without themselves being nullified? Well, because actually they come from even a greater place. They're supernal wisdom of the divine. So they're even immeasurably higher and greater than Malchus of Atzilus, of the Shekhinah, of the divine presence. Because God's wisdom is a wisdom that is a wisdom, but it's not a noble wisdom. It's beyond us, right? So then, well, if it's greater than, how's it not nullifying the sun? Greater than the sun, so it should nullify the sun then, if it's greater, if it's serving as a garb. It's because the supernal wisdom of God, of God's Torah, descends into obscuring gradations from higher to lower, till it finally comes into this world and clothes itself in material things of 613 commandments of the Torah that are expressed in, do's and don'ts and so on. That was a heavy-duty thought. Let's try to take this apart a bit. First of all, It's the power of the divine, of the Shekhinah, the divine presence. It's the power of creative power that manifests the Ein Sof of God. But it needs that light to be shielded. So it's shielded through the divine wisdom. The divine wisdom, as it comes down, even the ultimate divine wisdom is a higher place, but this will actually make more sense when we teach tomorrow's class, because it's in the middle of a thought. But what's I want as a take home is that God creates the world through the divine wisdom that it extends into, which that divine wisdom is His Torah, which means everything in creation is not only, you could take a leaf and you could see divine wisdom there. Look at the body, you'll see infinitely more divine wisdom. Take a pebble, an inanimate object, and you, by studying it, will gain divine wisdom. But that's not the divine wisdom we're talking about. Even though there is divine wisdom, there's absolutely. And the botanist will tell you about a leaf. And the geologist will tell you about a stone. They understand the chemistry of it, all the more so. You see wisdom, the imprint. But here the wisdom we're talking about is not such a wisdom. We're talking about Torah's wisdom. In other words, everything in the creative process comes through the garment of Torah and mitzvahs, which means that everything embedded in this world is losing the right word, is oh my gosh, congruent with Torah and mitzvahs. We live in a world that people might say, to do a mitzvah, take a day of rest and not look at your phone, not go to work and make money, especially if you are, a retailer. Saturday's your best day. It makes sense. It's incongruent with life. Like so many of the mitzvahs of the Torah that seem to be incongruent with life. But here, the Alter Rebbe is explaining that the creative process of the Shekhinah, divine presence, was, the source of all of creation, the light and vitality of all of creation, has to garb itself in order that it can seal and not envelop everything in creation in the light of the sun, metaphorically, through Torah and mitzvahs. So that divine wisdom of Torah and mitzvahs makes that in the creative process now, everything of this world is congruent with it, because it's the source of creation. So when a person is struggling with doing a mitzvah, not to suggest that the struggle isn't real. Have someone who comes to the class here sometimes and had a beauty salon. Well, beauty salon, the best day is Saturday. But they made resolve to keep Shabbos. And they closed down on Shabbos, and, they had trust in Hashem that everything would work out. And you know what? Business went up, not down. Now, on one hand you could say, well, people respected their choice and saw that they were, upright people, that they have values. People are attracted to people with values for the most part. So maybe you can say, oh, they see that they stand for something, live for something, they have values. Those are good, upright people. So business got better as a result. It's true, but a deeper reason, there's a truth to that. The deeper reason is because living by the observance of Torah mitzvahs is congruent with the creation of the world. It might be a struggle. Saturday is your best day for business. Yeah, get it. Yet, the creative process is the Shekhinah, that is the power vested in it to create, does so through the garment, the expression of Torah and mitzvahs. So it's only congruent and nothing else. That's a powerful thing. Okay. Lucas from Brazil. Is that the reason why the talus has got its dark stripes? What do you mean? I'm not clear on the question. Lucas, if you could elaborate on your question. My apologies, I'm not clear. If you don't mind. Okay, I don't see any other question. I hope this was not too lofty. Powerful, it is. All right, thank you, Julia. Thank you, Davida and John. Thank you for all the thanks. Thank you, thank you. All right. Oh, 1 second, I see something here. Okay, thank you, Charles. All right, Rambam coming up. By the way, there's TRC tonight at 4:30. So please do join us. All right, I'm Rabbi Ronnie Fine, coming to you from Chabad, Zich and Kadesh in Montreal, Canada. It's a privilege and pleasure to share with you the Tanya. Rambam, Maimonides, is coming up. Ooh, Lucas, okay, because you said the garments and that the light needs something to conceal it. Right, so the garments are concealing. Oh, is that why there's I got you. Okay, now I understood your question, Lucas. That's a good, I don't know. Maybe. That's a very good question. He's asking about the talus that you wear is white, but it's got strips of black usually. Sometimes there's blue, but usually it's black. And is that showing on the contraction of the light, holding back the light that we're talking about here, the garment that is concealing that light. So we are the Shekhinah is the source of the soul, is the Shekhinah, the divine presence. And when you garb yourself, you're surrounding it as clothing. Yeah, actually could be, but I got to double check that. Thank you. That's a very interesting point. Okay, I'll look into it more. All right, folks. God bless you. Have an amazing day. Our in the middle of the thought, we're going to be concluding. By the way, this coming Wednesday, this coming Tuesday, actually, Tuesday will be a siyum, a conclusion of the 53 chapters of Tanya. We're in the 52nd chapter. So Tuesday will be a party. We're going to finish. God bless you all. Have an amazing day.